Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be highlighting the movies of Willem Defoe. To date, his movies have made $8.5 billion. Ready to get started? Streets of Fire. Released in 1984. It made $8 million. It was a bomb. Platoon. Released in 1986. It made $139 million. It was a blockbuster. The Last Temptation of Christ. Released in 1988. It made $8 million. It was a success. Off Limits. Released in 1988. It made $7 million. It was a bomb. Mississippi Burning. Released in 1988. It made $35 million. It was a hit. Wild at Heart. Released in 1990. It made $15 million. It was a success. Flight of the Intruder. Released in 1991. It made $15 million. It was a dud. White Sands. Released in 1992. It made $9 million. It didn't make a profit. Body of Evidence. Released in 1993. It made $38 million. It was a success. Clear and Present Danger. Released in 1994. It made $216 million. It was a big hit. The English Patient. Released in 1996. It made $232 million. It was a hit. Speed 2 Cruise Control. Released in 1997. It made $165 million. It broke even. Affliction. Released in 1998. It made $6 million. It broke even. The Boondock Saints. Released in 1999. It made $50 million. It was a big hit. eXistenZ. Released in 1999. It made $3 million. It was a flop. Animal Factory. Released in 2000. It made $44,000. It was a failure. American Psycho. Released in 2000. It made $34 million. It was a big hit. Shadow of the Vampire. Released in 2000. It made $8 million. It broke even. Pavilion of Women. Released in 2001. It made $1 million. It was a flop. Spider-Man. Released in 2002. It made $822 million. It was a moneymaker. Autofocus. Released in 2002. It made $2 million. It was a failure. Finding Nemo. Released in 2003. It made $940 million. It was a moneymaker. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Released in 2003. It made $98 million. It was a blockbuster. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Released in 2004. It made $35 million. It didn't make its money back. XXX State of the Union. Released in 2005. It made $71 million. It was a success. Manderlay. Released in 2005. It made $675,000. It didn't make its money back. Paris Je t'aime. Released in 2006. It made $5 million. It was a dud. American Dreamz. Released in 2006. It made $17 million. It broke even. Inside Man. Released in 2006. It made $186 million. It was a moneymaker. Go-Go Tales. Released in 2007. It made $907,000. It was a flop. Mr. Bean's Holiday. Released in 2007. It made $232 million. It was a big hit. The Walker. Released in 2007. It made $590,000. It didn't make its money back. Fireflies in the Garden. Released in 2008. It made $7 million. It was a dud. Antichrist. Released in 2009. It made $792,000. It was a bust. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Released in 2009. It made $46 million. It was a success. Daybreakers. Released in 2010. It made $51 million. It was a hit. John Carter. Released in 2012. It made $284 million. It broke even. Odd Thomas. Released in 2013. It made $1 million. It was a bomb. Out of the Furnace. Released in 2013. It made $15 million. It was a dud. A Most Wanted Man. Released in 2014. It made $32 million. It was a winner. John Wick. Released in 2014. It made $89 million. It was a moneymaker. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Released in 2014. It made $175 million. It was a big hit. The Fault in Our Stars. Released in 2014. It made $307 million. It was a big hit. The Great Wall. Released in 2016. It made $332 million. It was a moneymaker. What Happened to Monday. Released in 2017. It made $28 million. It was a success. The Florida Project. Released in 2017. It made $11 million. It was a hit. Murder on the Orient Express. Released in 2017. It made $353 million. It was a blockbuster. Aquaman. Released in 2018. It made $1 billion. It was a big hit. Vox Lux. Released in 2018. It made $1 million. It was a bomb. The Lighthouse. Released in 2019. It made $18 million. It was a success. Motherless Brooklyn. Released in 2019. It made $18 million. It didn't make a profit. Nightmare Alley. Released in 2021. It made $40 million. It was a failure. Spider-Man No Way Home. Released in 2021. It made $2 billion. It was a blockbuster. The Northman. Released in 2022. It made $70 million. It was a failure. Poor Things. Released in 2023. It made $115 million. It was a blockbuster. Thanks for watching our video on Willem Dafoe. What's your favorite Willem Dafoe movie? Who should we feature next? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.